chat. Fantastic. Okay. You know, every time I think about the power of the opportunity that we have, you know, I'm truly grateful to God that, you know, someone was courageous enough to talk to me about this opportunity, because every day I look at what's available here, you know, the other streams of income, time-based forex, classic forex, and now we're talking about cryptocurrencies. And it's just amazing what you can do in this space. I mean, let me just know, please put a 2 in the chat if you woke up a couple of days ago and you got a note similar to this from your bank, right? Please put a 2 in the chat if you're in Nigeria, right? and you woke up 2 or 3 days ago and you know your bank sends you this message. And while we don't, we are certainly, you know, concerned about what's going on in Eastern Europe and, you know, other parts of the world, you would wonder why that would have, you know, this kind of impact on Nigeria. First, we thought $100 a month using your Naira card was an issue. And now we've gone to a number that I can't even believe. I think very few banks have capped that at $50 a month. You know, most of the other banks went down to $20 a month. In fact, I heard this afternoon that there are some banks that have said you can't even do anything at all, right, with your card, whether you want to use $20 a month or you can't do anything, right? You have to go get a dollar card if you want to do that. Then here we are with an absolutely powerful opportunity that teaches you how to earn in the dollars that is being restricted by the central bank. It's just truly amazing what's possible in this space. Okay, so I just thought I would start with that and just help everyone first think about the power of what you have access to. And if you're here as a guest and you saw this message and you're already wondering, okay, so all the things I was planning to import next month, right? How am I going to do that? Where am I going to source the foreign currency from? How am I going to continue earning in foreign currencies? And you might want to pay attention to what we have today. So today, let's get back on topic. Today, we're talking about profiting daily from cryptocurrencies with an unfair advantage. Now, there is a normal way you can profit, okay? But here we're going to talk about, you know, the power of an unfair advantage. You know, it's almost like, or let me ask this question differently. You know, imagine all those exams that we took back in school, you know, whether it is senior secondary school exams or even in the universities, right? Or polytechnics, whatever level of education it is. I remember how you felt going into those exam halls. You know, you were worried, you were, you know, just wondering where, especially if the subject is particularly difficult. Remember how you felt. But now I don't condone exam malpractice. So let's just say you had, you know, like knowledge of what was going to come out. How would you go into the exam hall, right? You would go in with a lot of confidence. You know, you've prepared so much that there's nothing that's going to show up in the question paper that's going to surprise you, because you've done everything you need to do and you just go in with a lot of confidence, with a lot of swag, as it were. You know, in the cryptocurrency world, it turns out we have that kind of expo, right? That is just available in front of you. I will go through something that will help you think about how to use this unfair advantage. So what is it? How does it work? How does it apply to you? Do you already have access to it? If you don't, how can you get access to it? And if you do have access to it, are you even using it in a way that will help you profit? Okay, so that's what we're going to go through today. First, let me be sure that I have the right audience here. Okay, so please drop a 3 in the chat if the reason you're here is to learn how to profit from cryptocurrencies. Okay, so if you're here to learn about the computer science basis of cryptocurrencies, this is not the call for you. Okay, you can, enroll for a degree and we'll see you in 4 years' time. Okay, let us know how that goes. Okay, maybe by that time we'll have stopped spending the naira. But anyway, if you're here and you want to profit from cryptocurrencies, please put a 3 in the chat so that I'm sure that I have the right audience here. Okay, good, fantastic. All right, let's move on. We started this conversation on Tuesdays, profiting from cryptocurrency, and this is going to be the second part of that. So these are the things we're going to look at today. We'll do a very quick recap of what we talked about on Tuesday, spend about 5 minutes doing that, and then we'll set the stage for what we need to do today. Okay. All right, let's move forward. So there were two important things we talked about on Tuesday. First, we introduced digital currencies and we said, well, what are they? We talked about the 6 different qualities of digital currencies that we need to know if our objective is making consistent and reliable profits. Okay. There are really only 6 things you need to know. And then we talked about the 2 different types of digital currencies. Those that are volatile, meaning their price will change or fluctuate over time. And then you have the stable cryptocurrencies. These ones are designed to, maintain their price over time, right? That's how they are designed. So we started with this. Then we spent some time talking about where you could buy, digital currencies, centralized exchanges like Binance, Kraken, or decentralized exchanges as you see here. And of course, we also talked about security and how it's important for you to not only understand the risks that are involved with the different options, but for long term, understand that you do need a hardware wallet in order to stay safe long term in this space. Okay, so we did this intro. The second thing we talked about on Tuesday is the tools that we will use, and I showed this slide with some differences. Okay. Remember, we talked about 2 different ways you can profit from cryptocurrency. You can choose the trader path, where you have access to a broker account, and that broker account helps you monitor the prices of different cryptocurrencies so that you can profit whether the price is going up or down. Or there is this path that you can choose, which is the investor path, where you're learning how to buy, first how to determine what cryptocurrencies to buy. And once they've gotten to an area of ideal value, you can buy them, add them to your portfolio and watch the price go up over time. There's other things that you can do as well, right? Besides just holding the cryptocurrency and letting it go up over time. Okay, but that's the general idea with investing. You have a longer time frame and you're looking to profit from these things, not in hours or even days, but probably weeks, months, years. You're looking to make significant profits. Now, 2 things that we didn't necessarily highlight in that conversation is we do recommend that you have some kind of dedicated device, right, for cryptocurrencies. Now, when I say dedicated, I don't mean the only thing on that device will be crypto, right? And you can't have Microsoft Word or Excel or any of the other tools that you use. You can do that. But, a very good practice is for you to be able to control access to this device. Meaning, if you're a parent here and you have kids, this is not the laptop that your kids will come and say they want to play Candy Crush, or Angry Birds, or all of those nice games. Or, this is not the laptop for that. Okay. Or this is not device for that. Go get something else for that. All right. Then something else about security that you need to know is, where possible, if you do have the option to enable 2-factor authentication, go ahead and do it. Okay. This simple step will save you a lot of pain, heartache, stories that touch, whatever you want to call it. This very, very simple step of enabling 2-factor authentication is something that is really, really important. Okay. So remember, 2 different paths you can choose. You can choose to be a trader, where you have a broker account, or you can choose to be an investor. So this is a very quick recap for, just to remind us what we talked about on Tuesday as we set the stage for what's coming next. Okay. Now, let me move to this slide, right? There are several tools you will need to profit in the cryptocurrency space. And you might take a screenshot of this and so that you have reference to this at some point beyond this time. Okay. Essentially, you're going to need some way to enable two-factor authentication on your phone, and that's what the Google Authenticator software does. Okay. In this space, let me just make this really clear. We do not use general purpose emails, okay, to set up accounts with centralized cryptocurrency exchanges like Binance. Okay. We use, email. The recommended email to use here is Proton Mail. Why? It is based on the same technology that cryptocurrencies are based on, blockchain technology. And two, we've made this point before, that general purpose emails have sophisticated AI software that's able to scan important keywords in your email. So they can have an idea what's in your email, what your email is about, even though you're looking at your email and it is showing unread. Okay, so if you don't know that is possible. Okay, with general purpose emails. That's the way, they basically build data about you over time, and they are able to target you with very specific advertising requests. Okay, so just be aware of that. In terms of centralized exchanges and decentralized exchange wallets, these are the different options that you need. I'm not going to go through this in detail. That's why I've said take a screenshot so that you can go on your own and understand how to set these things up. If you do need help, yes, you can reach out and we'll help you. But these are the tools that you will need in this space in order to start profiting daily from cryptocurrencies. But now I want to make a very important point at this juncture. Okay. In my experience, many people tend to fixate on the tools. Okay, so I've shown you the tools that you will use, and you hear a lot of questions about, should I use Binance, should I use Hotbit, should I use Kraken, how do I set up MetaMask, how do I do this and that. Many people fixate on the tools, right? What is the tool? What's the name? Which tool is better than that? And they forget that the most important variable in this whole equation is you, the individual. Okay. And when you're thinking about yourself and how you use the tools, right? There's three different things that you need in order to make the best use of the tools. You need education, you need mentorship, you need strategies. All of these things explain how the tools work, why the tools work, and which tools are preferable. But if you remove yourself from this equation, the tools are never going to work. Let me give you an analogy. Okay. We have a saw in this toolbox. Obviously, you can use a saw to get a haircut. Right? Why you would do that, I don't know. But you can use a saw to get a haircut. You will get the desired objective, which is a haircut. Okay, but it is very, very likely that you would enjoy yourself in the process. Okay, because this is not the right tool for the job. So it may come across as weird to you, but it happens a lot in the cryptocurrency space. You see people using a right tool in the wrong way. Why? Because they don't have education, they don't have the mentorship, they don't have the strategies that will give you the guidance on how to use the tools. So the first important message from this slide is, do not be fixated on tools. Okay, seek education, mentorship, strategies so that you can learn how to use the tools. If that makes sense, please put a 5 on the chat. Okay, I want to be sure that this makes sense. I'm going to explain this a bit further, but please put a 5 on the chat so that it is clear. Okay, so if you're leaving this place and you run into your friend, who is saying something about cryptocurrency that does not make sense, please tell your friend politely, stop using a saw to get a haircut. Okay, go and learn how to use this thing properly so that you use the right tool in the right way. Now, that's the first thing. Learn how to use the right tool for the right application. I will give a few examples down the line. Let me tell you the second major reason why people have inconsistent results in this space. Okay. The second major reason is, you see these three things that I've listed here: education, mentorship, and strategies. The vast majority of people get the three of them from three different places. Okay, so let me give you one example. You get your education from YouTube. Okay, you get your mentorship from yourself. You don't know where you're going, right? But you're leading yourself there. Okay, and then you get your strategies from Twitter. And because all these three different sources are saying completely different things, you are confused about crypto. It's like for those of you who are interested in the whole social media space, let me give you an example with Instagram. You might just be looking at the explore page on Instagram, and you'll see somebody that will say, stop posting every day on Instagram. The very next post, ensure that you are posting 5 times a day on Instagram. The next post, ensure that it is only videos where you are dancing that you are posting on Instagram. That is the way you will succeed. The very next post, all those other 3 people don't know what they are saying, right? Listen to my own way, right? That is the way you will grow on Instagram. You see, that's an Instagram example. In crypto, it's exactly the same thing. If you're listening to multiple sources, you're getting your education from one place, your mentorship from another place, your strategies from another place, you are going to be confused. Okay. And the most likely outcome of confusion is, your account consistently going downhill. So the best counsel I can give you, if you're here and you're a guest, right? Yes, we're going to do this class a little different today. If you're here and you're a guest, the best counsel I can give you is, you know what? Get your education, your mentorship, and your strategies from the same place. Okay. Now, let's break this down further so that the guidance is very, very clear, and then you know how to take advantage of all these tools and the different ways that you can profit from cryptocurrencies, right, that we talked about. So let's move on. And I'm really going to spend the next couple of minutes talking to you about how the DCX Academy provides education, mentorship strategies, so that you are able, in one coherent location, okay, to start your journey in cryptocurrencies, continue that journey, and become a profitable trader. You've acquired the skill where you can do this by yourself. Okay. Now, this slide will break down these 3 different areas, and I'm going to show you examples. See, when we talk about education, okay, people confuse education with knowledge. They are not the same thing. Okay. Education is not the same thing as knowledge. Okay. Right. Education has 3 components. Okay. Education is knowledge that is organized. That's the first thing. So if you're listening to something, right, and there isn't a logical flow to it, there isn't a beginning, there is no end. Okay, it's just content. That knowledge is not organized. You can't use it. Okay, so education is knowledge that is organized. Think about when you go to school, right? There's a reason there is a curriculum, there is a syllabus that you follow. Okay, that's because they are organized knowledge, and they are presenting it to you in incremental ways so that you can acquire and master the various aspects of that knowledge. So that's the first thing with education. It's organized knowledge. Okay. However, you cannot claim to be educated unless you can intelligently apply what you have learned. Okay, you are not yet educated. Okay, this may be blunt, but it's the truth. So you may have taken your time and gone through material that is educational. Unless you understand how to intelligently apply what you have learned or what you have heard, then you cannot claim to have been educated. Imagine if you went through the whole 4-year program for your university course, okay? And then somebody asks you a question that you learned in your first year and you were unable to answer. It's almost like, what did you spend the last 4 years doing? Okay, why did you waste all that time going to school? Okay, so your ability to apply it is the proof of your education. And guess what? You are applying that knowledge to something that is definite. There's something you're looking to accomplish. You know, if I told you that I applied for an engineering degree, okay, and in my second year, I will now start asking people, I thought this course was a computer science course. And then people will ask, I don't understand. What course did you register for? Say, oh, I registered to become an electrical engineer. So why are you talking about computer science in an electrical engineering, class? Why? As in, what was your purpose in registering for the course? Okay. Or an even, more extreme example, you register for medicine, and then in your second year, you're like, I thought this was about theater arts. And they're like, no, this is medicine. What did you register for? You say, yes, I remember registering for medicine, and that's what I want to learn. But I thought we were going to get a theater arts degree at the end of this course. Well, obviously, that's confusion. So you must know where you are going, right? Why are you choosing to learn about cryptocurrencies in the first place? Yes, you want to make money. How much? How will you know you have achieved that objective? Okay, what are the milestones along that journey that will help you get there? Okay, right. So having made that point, let me just show you very, very briefly, right, how the DCX Academy helps you with education. Okay, so let me pull this over here. And your journey for education will start with im.center, right? At least as far as the DCX Academy is concerned, that's where it will start. Over on this left-hand side, if you do have access to this platform, it will show you the different academies that we have. Okay, and you can see for this particular student talking to you, there is the Forex Academy, there is time-based Forex Academy, and then you have the DCX Academy. The first time I watched a video from the DCX Academy, I was just a bit taken aback about how simple the information was. Okay, because it was very, very simple compared to what I was hearing on social media. What had in fact kept me away from learning cryptocurrencies for the last 10 years. Okay, so let me give you an example. So you're coming here and you're wondering, yes, I keep hearing about cryptocurrency. I keep hearing about blockchain and ledger and proof of work and proof of stake and Bitcoin and Ethereum and this, that, or the other. This is where you basically learn everything, right? And it starts with, what are digital currencies? Okay, so you're wondering where all those qualities for digital currencies came from. Guess what? They came from here. What are digital currencies? And this is a 5-minute or less video that will explain what digital currencies are, how they work. And as you go down this journey, there are other examples that will talk about the blockchain, what a white paper is, how the prices of digital assets, come about, and other concepts that are important. Okay, so you find that if you're really dedicated to learning this thing, you can commit a weekend, a couple of days, and go through this from the beginning to the end, and at least you have a working knowledge of the terms in this space, so that when you are doing additional research on your own and you see new terminologies, it will make sense. You know where these things came from. Okay, so there's no need for you to go and start looking for help where there is no help, right? You have access to an academy that gives you the lingo in this space in very, very clear terms. Okay, so this is your education journey, and this is where it begins. Now, notice that there are two aspects to digital currencies here. Okay, remember, this first one is learn digital currency exchange, and then this other one on the right is learn digital currency leveraged. Remember what we talked about on Tuesday. There are two different ways you can profit in this space. You can choose to be an investor, and this is what concerns you as an investor, or you can choose to be a trader. The terminologies are different. Then remember, you also do not need to stick to one path or the other, right? You can be a trader and an investor if you have the time to do both. But guess what? This academy has you covered, whether you choose to be an investor or you choose to be a trader, has all the concepts broken down for you in very, very simple and clear terms. Why is it important for you to go through this first? Because the next thing after this is mentorship, working with people who have the results that you're looking for. Now, those individuals who are providing mentorship already assume that you know the content here. Okay. Remember when again you were in school, there are certain levels you will go to if you're learning a specialized course, and you will see that the course has a prerequisite. There's something you should have done before you come there. So it's the same way here. You do not jump onto a mentorship session without first going here. You will basically be lost. You will be trying to to run on foot with people who are using airplanes, right? So you need to start your journey here. This is where the education starts before you move on to the mentorship leg. Okay. However, when you're ready when you've completed all this, and this shouldn't take you more than a couple of days if you're committed to this, right? The next thing that you need to do is move on to mentorship, okay? Because that's the next thing here. Now, there are three aspects of mentorship. Find somebody who has the results you need, study the person, and do what that person is doing, right? The simplicity of these steps is why it is so difficult. Okay. Yeah. The simplicity of these three steps is why mentorship is very, very difficult. Okay. All you need to do is find somebody that has the results you are looking for. And those people are everywhere, right? And I'll show you a few of them. Study what they do, meaning just connect with them. If they are teaching live, be on their live session and learn what they do. Right? And then they say, do this, go ahead and do it. That's all. That's all you need to do. Okay, so let's look at some examples on the mentorship side on this academy. Okay, so in this our community, we're really, really blessed. You're here as a guest. Yes, we're talking about cryptocurrencies today, but don't just gloss over this page, this mentorship page, right? And ignore the first two people that we see here. We'll talk a bit more about them later on. But these two gentlemen are part of this community hosting this event for you, and this call that you're on. And they are helping thousands of people every day learn from time-based Forex. Okay, we'll come back to them in a bit. But let's go on to the mentorship part for DCX and see how they work. Those gentlemen mentor in time-based Forex. Let's look at some mentors in the cryptocurrency space and see what happens there. So we said this thing is an academy, right? You see, this is Mastery Academy here. So this is not a kindergarten academy, right? Your job here is to come and learn crypto, among other things, so that you can master the skill and do what these people do, right? That's the objective of mentorship or discipleship, whatever you want to call it. Okay. Now, over here, you have a calendar from Sunday to Saturday, and you have different educators who teach different aspects of cryptocurrencies or digital currencies. The good thing about this is look at your schedule, okay, and understand how you can adapt your schedule to take advantage of these various classes that these individuals teach, okay. Now, you might be asking me a question. Okay, you talked about mentorship. I just see random names here. I don't know who they are. How do I know that they have results? You said we should work with people that have results. Okay, well, let me tell you up front that the reason these people are here is because they have results. If they didn't have results, they won't be here. But the other thing is, you don't even need to take my word for it, right? You will see some of those results yourself, right? And that will help you understand why you should follow these individuals, okay? And study what they do. Okay, so let me pull up some things real quick as we talk about mentorship, and we'll talk about strategies later on. But let's dive into mentorship a bit, okay? And let's do that. Okay. So this is one example with one of the educators on this platform. Okay, so that's this gentleman right here. Okay, Curtis Cobain. Okay, so let me just use him as an example of mentorship on here. So there's something that he did last year. Last year, at different times last year, in December, I think 2020, and then in February, he did his research about different cryptocurrencies and explained why certain cryptocurrencies were worth focusing on. If you were here on Tuesday, remember I told you there are more than 13,000 cryptocurrencies. And one of the biggest issues is which one should you focus on, right? At any given point in time. Okay, so he did his research. I mean, I've blown this up so that you can see it. And this was published on the 13th of February last year. So a little over 12 months ago. Okay, and he talked about certain cryptocurrencies that you would need to put in your portfolio. So he has Kusama, Voyager tokens, Synthetics, Solana, and Balancer. So yeah, he talked about Solana long before it became a mainstream cryptocurrency. Today, Solana is no longer a mid-cap cryptocurrency. It's now a large-cap cryptocurrency. But back then, nobody knew what Solana was, February 13, 2021. Now, if you've heard me speak about this before, I've shown you what Solana did last year, okay? And I know there are always intelligent people on this call. Now, hey, why did you pick Solana only? What happened to all these other ones last year? How do we know that, he wasn't just lucky with Solana? So, okay, that's fine. So I said, no problem. You want to see the power of mentorship, right? You want to see results that somebody has, the research he did and the answers. There's no problem. I like working with intelligent people. When you show them numbers, they will, they will believe. All right. So let's see what happened. So this is Solana right here. Okay. But let's just be sure that we picked the same 5 cryptocurrencies. So it is Kusama, Voyager token, Synthetics, Solana, and Balancer, right? Those are the 5 cryptocurrencies. So Kusama, Voyager token, Synthetics, Solana, and Balancer. And this was the performance from January 1st, right, to December 31st last year. So if you bought on January 1st, you sold December 31st, you didn't care about what happened to the price in between January and December. So probably the whole of last year, you would only have spent 10 minutes looking at these things, okay? Now, please, just look at what happened to these 5 cryptocurrencies last year, okay? Kusama from January to December did 3.85 times what you invested. Now, this number you see down here assumes that you invested $1,000 on January 1st. $1,000 here, 1,000, 1,000, 1,000, 1,000, right? So if you had $1,000, it grew by 3.5 times, 8.85 times, and your $1,000 became 3,850. Okay, one cryptocurrency. Okay, second one, Voyager token went up by 19 times last year. Okay, so $1,000 became 19,794 last year. And all of this came from one person. Okay, so just for those who believe that, are you sure that everything made profit? Didn't anything lose? Yes, you would have lost some money here on Synthetics. But remember, you invested $1,000. What did you lose? Okay, about $250. You invested $1,000 here. What did you gain? It's about 18,000. You do the math, right? So Solana wasn't the only good call that he did last year, right? Yes, Solana did very, very well. $1,000 became $112,000 in 12 months, just from 10 minutes of activity. You listened to somebody who had results, you followed him, and you did what he did. And then you see Balancer token. So, you can go ahead and add all these numbers together and compare that to your $5,000 investment at the beginning of January. Okay, but somebody, right, did this analysis last year and put these cryptocurrencies out there long before many of them were even popular. And the scary thing, you can see below this initial list of 5, there are some other cryptocurrencies down here. The scary thing is that his best results are not in this top 5. They're actually down here. Okay, that's the power of mentorship. Okay, and following somebody who has the results. Now, here you are, this is March. Okay, and you're on the outside looking in. What crypto should I buy? Who will help me? Who will tell? I don't understand why you're whining. Right? You have somebody here right? Who is putting his reputation on the line and giving you guidance, okay, so that you can learn how to profit from these things, from price appreciation. Okay, just imagine even if it was only balancer you did right last year, $1,000 became 1,276, one cryptocurrency, okay, from 10 minutes that you spent in the market. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the power of mentorship. But remember those intelligent people that I talked about? They are still on this call, right? As we speak, they are still here. Engineer, okay, what happened here is that the price went up, okay? How about if the price goes down? Like look at the crypto market now. The crypto market is down. All this one price went up last year, so anybody could have made profits, okay? But from November last year, the market started going down, especially November and December. How are we sure that you can still make profits from cryptocurrencies even when the price goes down? Okay. We're going to have this call on Thursday, right? And I was going to show you this live example because this was a live example on Thursday, right? I'll still show you the platform, how this platform works and how you can use it to profit on a daily basis. But this is one of the strategies and tools that we have inside of this academy, and it's called the Swipe Coin Scalper. Okay, what it helps you do is find short-term positions that you can take in the market practically every day, right? So you can go in the morning, do your analysis, or look at the recommendation there. And based on that, just wait for price to come to you, and then you can take action. So this particular example on Thursday, right, price had already gone almost 2,000 pips in your favor. And I'll explain what that means. Okay. In fact, let me just go on now and show you the tool, right? So this is the same tool right here. This is Swipe Coin Scalper, right? If you want to see where that example was, you just need to go back a bit in time. And that example I just showed on the slide is this same example here. So at the time on Thursday, price was somewhere, okay, well, this was the recommended location for price. It was somewhere around there. And the idea was if price breaks through that line, right, you're ready to take a position. You notice basically that price dropped from 41,800 to, even if you got out around here, 39,200, right? That's more than 2,000 pips. Okay. And like I said, I'll explain, what that means in terms of results. Now, you can see that basically on Bitcoin right now, this thing has identified another location of interest. Okay, but although I can tell you now that the next thing we'll be looking at on this tool is if price breaks somewhere above this line, this 39,200, okay, you will basically be looking to take Bitcoin for a buy, right? That's free analysis. It took me less than 5 minutes to do that. However, for me to get to the point where I'm able to do that analysis in 5 minutes, it's education and mentorship. So if you just come here and you're doing mini, money more, and you click here, say, okay, this is where I'm going to take it. Yes, your account will reflect that you are gambling. Okay, but there is a reason I mentioned 39,200, right, as the area you'll be looking at this for a buy on Bitcoin. Okay, but you don't just have to look at it for a buy. There are also areas where you'll be looking to take this for a sell, right, depending on if price goes back down again, right? So what you do essentially with this tool is you trap price, meaning you draw a line above where price is and a line below where price is. And once price gets to those levels, if it gets to the upper line, you're looking to buy. If it gets to the lower line, you're looking to sell. That's what this tool does. So you can either wait for the tool to generate a recommendation for you, or you can do the analysis yourself if you have the skill, if you've learned the skill, right? And you can identify those areas and take it. Now, imagine that you can do this on not just Bitcoin, but also Ethereum, right? In the particular case of Ethereum, which I've switched to, you can see what this sign says: break and close above this zone confirms idea, meaning a buy idea. Meaning if price breaks above this, you'll be looking to buy Ethereum. So you basically have nothing else to do except just set an alert and wait for price to come to you. That is how simple this tool can be for you. And it will take you, what, 10, 15 minutes each day to do this analysis and go ahead and do something else until price comes to the level of interest that you're in. That's how you do analysis with these tools, and you profit on a daily basis. Right now, there's nothing to do. We're just waiting for price to come to us, which is why we can host this event, right? And talk to you about why the tool is doing. So we don't have to stay here and be, looking at the chart and hoping and praying price come now, price, we are waiting now, price, please. No, you don't need to do any of that. Just set it, get ready to take action. And once you do that, you'll be able to profit when price goes in one direction or the other, whether it's a buy or a sell. Now, you may be wondering, this is a really, really simple looking tool. Yes, there are red and green lines all over it, but you understand the concept. Just you have a line, price goes above that line, you buy. You have a line, price goes below that line, you sell. That's easy. How is this tool even making anybody money? All right, let's look at some results, right? So that you will see for yourself. And I'll go with results from within the tool because we keep track of the results. Remember what we said about November and December? November, that's when the crypto market actually started to turn, right? And anybody who was buying in November, you probably lost money in the cryptocurrency market. But this tool, let me just go back here to November, see what it did in November. Remember, you can do this on Bitcoin or on Ethereum, right? So on Bitcoin, from all the ideas in November, over 60,000 pips. Now, let me explain what this is. When you're trading crypto as a trader, there's something you call a lot size, which basically represents how much money you are investing on a particular trade. Okay. If you had, 0.1 lot size, right? This 60,000 pips is essentially over $6,000 of profits that you had. If you had an account that could trade 0.1, 0.1, 0.1. Okay. And you can do that with, $500 accounts, $1,000 accounts. You can trade that size with something that small. But this is $6,000 of profit with a 0.1 size, lot size in your cryptocurrency account. Okay. Across Bitcoin and Ethereum, it's almost 100,000 pips. That's almost $10,000 with a 0.1 lot size. If that result is amazing to you, please put amazing on the chat. So let me know that I haven't lost my audience. Or I know some people, if you have that Forex background, you come and you look at it and you see 100,000 pips. You're probably just sitting with your jaw open. Where was I in November? And what was I doing? And why was I not aware of this tool? Remember, this is November when the crypto market started tanking. Right, this tool generated over almost 100,000 pips in 1 month. Okay. Then, in case you're thinking December was a fluke, all right, November was a fluke, December came around again, and again, the markets were broadly down in December. This is over 100,000 pips across the same Bitcoin and Ethereum. Okay. Remember what this is. With 0.1 lot size, this is almost $10,000 in profit. 0.1 lot size, okay, on most brokers anyway. This is almost $10,000 that you've made. It's 0.1. How much would it be worth to you, this tool? Let me just ask. Please just put some numbers. How much is this tool worth to you? Okay. Something that in 1 month, right? In fact, in 2 months, let's even just say November and December. In 2 months, you're generating nearly $20,000. If you were the owner of this tool and you were going to sell it, how much are you going to put it? Okay. Let me see those of us who are like me, you're from the Southeast and you have a business mentality. So if you had this kind of tool, how much would you sell it for? Please answer, I want to know. We don't have any businessmen here. What's going on? Or you people, you don't like businesses. How much? So people are saying 5,000. What's going on here? Something that generated 20,000 in 2 months. How much will you sell it? Remember how I started this conversation? I'm amazed by the power of platform that we have, right? You can profit when price goes up, you can profit when price goes down, right? And see what happened November and December, where people are shouting that the crypto markets went down. Remember again, those intelligent people I have on this call who will say, this is November and December now. How about January? How about February? Okay. For January and February, we don't have like summarized results like this, but let me just keep scrolling, right? And let me just scroll until we get to, okay, so this is January, right? You can see number of pips, 512, number of pips is now 1310. See, trade idea hits. Just keep looking at the date. So this is January. Just keep scrolling, right? Trade idea hits, I'm scrolling, and all I can see is results. This is another tool that I did not talk about. This is not the same tool. This is another tool that generated 20,000 pips in December. Another tool, not the same one that I just showed you. What I showed you was the swipe coin scalper. This one is just swipe coin, another tool, right? And then just see results. So I'm asking you, for those of you on YouTube, where are the results of the people that you are working with? Where are they? Right? This thing is published, right? Where are the results of the people that you are working with? Who really know this crypto? Because I see a lot of advertisements, how I made 9 figures from crypto last year. Seriously, how did you do it? please tell us how you did it so that we can also learn, right? But here, I could just keep scrolling and it's all results. I don't know. This is February. I'm tired of scrolling, so that you can you can go and look at the tool yourself, right? The results on this platform are just amazing. Okay, so let me bring this to a close and answer the question for you that are here and you're a guest. How do you get started? How do you gain access to this tool? Okay, remember what the tool has done. We've seen the results for ourselves, right? All you have to do is, instead of paying $235, you need $185 to get started with just this DC expert. This is one tool. We can spend another 1 hour talking about the amazing things that have happened in Forex and the time-based Forex space, or even e-commerce, right? But it's cryptocurrencies that we talked about. One tool, just one tool, right? You gain access to it for $185 instead of $235. Okay. I don't know if I told you this story, but for a friend of mine who got part of this opportunity actually asked me after about 6 weeks, why is the subscription fee so low? Is this thing a scam? As in, why is the fee so low? Well, you've seen it, right? You've seen the value that it can potentially do. Okay, if you've mastered the skill, you've learned how to follow the instructions, all you have to do is put up $185, not even $235. The original price is even a steal. I don't know why when I was signing up for this thing, the original price wasn't available. But here we are with 185, limited edition. The thing with limited edition cars, they sell out very fast. And even though the regular versions of those cars are available, the limited edition car is different. Okay, so this is not YouTube. This is not the kindergarten academy. This is a mastery academy. And you're only paying 185 to get started today on this opportunity. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a steal. Of course, full disclosure, there is a monthly fee that you pay once you have access to this for $175. But if you were part of that November and December BTC, ETH movement, I don't think it's $185 that you'll be talking about right now. You'll be talking about something else. Okay, so that's really how you profit with the unfair advantage, which is the DCX Academy. So if you're here, someone put you on this call, just get back to that person. First, 2 things. Tell that person, thank you for putting me on this call. And then tell the person, how do I get started now, right? As in what's next, so I can go ahead and get started and take advantage of this limited edition promo. Okay, all right, so I'll turn it over if there are any questions, and if there are no questions, I'll turn it back to you, Chairman, sir, to just help us close this out. Okay, seems everybody's clear. Okay, so Chairman, I'll turn this back to you, sir. Over to you.
Wow, wow, wow. Awesome. Another awesome class. And